Hey guys, B7 Passat is back, it's been a while. A knocking noise has appeared some time ago at the front left strut. Afterwards it was gone, but we have decided to replace the front shocks anyways, since the car has almost 300,000 kilometers on the odometer. Let's get into it. According to the manual, we need to remove the plastic covers to access the strut bolts. For that reason we need to remove the wiper arms. Technically you can just bend them and access the bolts without removing them, but I've decided to remove them since I have the arm puller. Unbolt the wipers. Here is the puller with a sharp tip. The tip has slipped and slightly damaged the arm pin. I've grinded off that tip so it would be flatter. Now it works like a charm. Remove those trims. Here are the bolts. Let's move on. I will slightly lift up the car to remove the weight of the wheels. We will need to release the drive shaft bolts. To prevent the bearing from damage, you are only allowed to rotate the bolts by 90 degrees. Undo the wheel bolts and remove the wheels. Remove the stabilizer links. I will use my new tool set with hollow sockets. I've bought it for the shock disassembly, but you can use it also here. Undo the lower arm nuts and remove the arm. Remove the drive shaft. You may need a drive shaft extraction kit in case the drive shaft will be seized. Make fast the drive shaft to the body. I will use a jack stand to support the wheel hub later on. Undo the strut nut. It needs to be replaced with a new one later during the assembly. Remove the bolts. I've bought a wheel hub spreader, a must-have tool in this job. Stick it in and turn the bolt. It will spread the hub and the shock will be free. To prevent slipping, control it with a spanner. Had to whack it with a plastic hammer to help the process. Let's undo the top bolts. This needs to be replaced with a new one as well. Original, made in Germany by Sachs. Those two arrows needs to be at the inner side of the engine bay. Currently there is no access to my vise, so I will replace the shocks on the floor. I've bought this German spring compressor set for my E38 project. Nice and sturdy kit. I can definitely recommend it. Let's use the hollow socket set again. Shocks are almost dead. They are very soft and doesn't expand properly. Here's the new Basic Sex shock, made in Turkey. Let's pump it few times. Quite a difference, huh? The springs were good, only needed slight cleaning. Bought a new set of bumpers and protections. And a new bearing. Okay, let's assemble the sandwich. The lower part of the spring must be pressed against the shock base. Fasten the nut and prevent the shock shaft from rotating. Used a torque wrench with a special socket for this job. As I've said, the two arrows on top must be on the inner side of the engine bay. Rotate the bearing as needed. I've bought almost all of the required new bolts for this job. First the torque, and now the angle. Mount the hub on the new shock. As soon as I removed the spreader, the hub locked itself and was holding the strut. Use the old bolt and a new nut. This nut is fastened in two steps: a torque spec and angle. Insert the drive shaft into the wheel hub onto a stop and mount back the lower arm. New nuts must be used here. I will use the old ones since they were recently replaced. These nuts needs to be fast when the car is on the ground, but I will do it now. New bolt. It has a flat surface, so it will be torqued in a specific way. There are two torque options depending on what kind of bolt you have, flat or ripped. Let's press the brake pedal. Firstly, the 200 Newton meters. Angle will be applied later on when the wheels touch the ground, since at this point it is impossible. Mount back the links. The hollow socket set again. Done. The other side was similar. Shock was shot and the bearing had even more play. Maybe that was the source of the sound. Okay, let's prepare the hub for wheels. I'll clean the wheel and the hub. Special anti-seize corrosion paste applied. Let's lower the car and turn the drive shaft bolt by another 180 degrees. Tighten the wheel bolts. New shocks are now harder to push through. Okay, let's finish off the covers and wiper arms. Clean the trim clip area. Adjust both wiper arms as per required distances from the trim. Had to adjust the passenger side few times. The job is done. Thanks for watching.